All right, we're starting. All right, welcome everyone. This is the Clocked Off podcast. No, not another fucking podcast. So the idea of this podcast is that I'm going to have a chat to allied health professionals, exercise professionals, fitness coaches, and basically we're just going to chop it up. We're going to have a chat. Today I've got a very special guest today. I've got Patrick Avice, aka the Man of Steel, Clark Kent. What's going on, man? How you going?
Man. Thanks for having
Good.
me on. Thanks for having me on.
So I can't start the podcast without asking you, have you watched Doctor Strange?
Great question to start with, man. I certainly have. Certainly have.
What do you rate it out of the previous ones? Is it kind of up there, or what would you rate it?
Look, it was a bit of a... I really enjoyed it watching it when I was in the moment.
Yeah.
But then when I watched it, when I left the theatre and sort of thought about some of the plot points, I'm like, don't know if they've done that the best they could. But I think overall, like just getting back to the movies and seeing a Marvel movie, I'm so happy.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I'd still rate it highly.
Yeah, nice. Because I don't know if you don't know Paddy, he's definitely a big Marvel fan here. Mm-hmm. DC, I don't know, maybe DC as well, or
any comic book movie.
yeah. So he's a big comic fan because
Yeah,
Paddy right here, he was smashing the Zack Snyder cut of League of Legends during last year MSEP.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I was waiting so long. The Zack Snyder Justice League cut, 4-hour movie. Yeah. It's a long one. I think I've seen it twice in one sitting. So 4-hour movies, they're no joke. You got to be prepped for it. But it was definitely worth it.
Because I definitely didn't know about that cut. Paddy put me on. I watched it. Fucking good.
It's good, hey.
Darker themes. All the characters they have more of a storyline backstory. Even just the way they shot it. Absolutely. 16:9 aspect ratio. It was so good.
So good. So anyone out there who has seen the 2017 version of Justice League and you didn't like it, watch the 2021 Zack Snyder cut.
Yeah,
it's shits on it.
Yeah,
so much
it's fucking
better.
good.
Yeah.
Because what happened, the original director, his daughter passed away or something like that.
Yeah. His daughter passed away mid filming. So then a new one came in. It was just a bit messy.
Yeah, it was like a kind of like a shit face or whatever.
Great,
yeah,
man.
shit. Yeah. And then another movie, pretty significant movie in the Marvel world that came out recently, Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Well, what did you think about that? The 3 Spider-Mans.
Oh, that was the best. That was so good. That for me is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Couldn't get any better.
Yeah.
Perfect movie. All 3 of them there, when they went for that shot where they're running and then they jump off the building and they're all swinging together.
Yeah.
Peak cinema.
Yeah, that was
so good.
That was sick.
Yeah.
Out of the 3 Spider-Mans, who's your favorite?
I'd have to say the OG. Toby.
Yeah.
Toby. I think it's just, we all grow up with him. Yeah. So I think, his movies are classics. But I do really like Tom Holland, but I think Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, he's the OG. One that sticks out for me is, I think it was the 3rd one. And he's got that emo hair and he's doing that dance and he's in the club or something.
I know.
Yeah, but
I wish they'd put that in the latest one.
Yeah, that would have been sick. The return of the Toby, yeah. But makes you realize, when he came back on, he was looking pretty old. So I was like, damn, it was a long time ago. Mm-hmm. But I guess that's the comic movie that started everything. Hey, that was a pretty big moment for comic book cinema.
Definitely. And I think even for myself, that's what the first comic book superhero movie. Yeah. That got me interested in that sort of genre. Yeah. So
for sure.
Amazing movies.
Yeah. So who would be your favorite superhero of all time?
Oh man. Good question. Jeez.
Or maybe top 3 superheroes.
Top 3?
Yeah, top 3.
Top 3. Look, I have to go with Spider-Man in there for sure. Yeah. I just think the character's amazing. Yeah. The powers are super cool. Yeah. Crawling up walls and swinging through New York. I'd love to be able to do that. Yeah. So I think he's definitely in there. Who's number 2? Oh, man. I'd probably go The Flash.
Oh,
The Flash
yeah,
from
yeah.
DC.
Yeah.
Being able to run at super speed, I think would be awesome. Imagine just, I'm going to head to Queensland. Yeah. And all right, I'm there in 10 seconds.
Easy.
I'll just run there.
Yeah.
So I think the Flash would be up there. I have to go with Superman as well. Just got all the powers.
Yeah.
I mean, literally every power under the sun.
Yeah.
So have to go with Superman as well.
And
being able to fly.
Yeah.
Can't.
No brainer. And you are Superman. So.
No.
So speaking of Superman yourself, we're gonna have a look at the origins of Man of Steel here.
Okay.
So I guess you're an exercise physiologist, so potentially maybe sporting background and stuff like that. So what was your childhood like? Like what did you grow up doing and stuff like that?
Yeah. I started playing footy when I was like, maybe 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So I did like the Auskick stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Really, I didn't know that,
Yeah, really
right.
enjoyed that. Played footy for a couple of years and then stopped, sort of fell out of the enjoyment of the game wasn't really there anymore, even when I was like 12. So then I transitioned more to soccer.
Yeah.
I think the World Cup in 2006, like when we qualified for that.
Yeah.
That got me really into soccer. And then from there, I just started playing local clubs and then made my way up junior ranks, made it to senior soccer. And then from there, same kind of thing, just started enjoying the gym a little bit more, like training, pumping weights, doing leg days and things. I found I couldn't really balance, high intense soccer with like heavy leg days. I was dying. So I decided to focus a bit more on gym and gave soccer away. And it's been really, really enjoyable. That's sort of my main passion for sure now.
Yeah, because I think when I first met you, definitely a lot skinnier back then.
Right, yeah.
You were starting to lift, but you're probably still to your soccer phase.
Yeah.
And then you literally fucking blew up. But, Pat has some crazy lifts. Hit the 600 on the deadlifts.
Oh, the pounds?
Pounds, 600,
What's that again? I don't even...
That's like 272 maybe?
Yeah,
but I think you've done more than that, but that was probably one of the, like, I guess 600 pounds is just a nice number to hit. Yeah. How did that feel when you hit that?
Yeah, it was really cool. Really cool. Like, that's my favorite lift for sure. I think I don't know why. I think I'm just built for it. I've got long arms. I've got a short torso. Yeah. So I'm like, my leverages suit the deadlift pretty well, and I just love it. It's awesome picking something.
So what's your best lift with a deadlift?
Best ever is 285. With like probably may not pass in a competition, but like my grip was slipping a little bit. Yeah. I got it off the ground.
Fuck it.
I'm counting it.
You got it. So 285, so you were sort of doing a lot of strength training for a very long time. And then you sort of had your transition into, I think, like building muscle, bodybuilding. Would you say that's where you're at this stage?
Yeah, for sure. I think like I've always kind of done, even when I was training myself, programming myself for heavy strength, I'd still incorporate lots of elements of hypertrophy or building muscle as well. But I sort of shifted away from wanting to increase 1 rep maxes to I just want to build muscle now. So I changed a bit of the exercises I was doing. And I did that. I've done that now for a couple of years, and I really enjoy that style of training.
Yeah, nice. So what would be the main? What are some of the reasons why you started shifting from strength, or your focus from strength training to more hypertrophy?
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons was my workouts were taking way too long. So 2.5, 3 hours, maybe more. Like it's a long time. By the time you warm up for a top heavy single or double, and then you do your back downs and you're resting sort of 5 minutes in between. It adds up. So that was one of the reasons. Another one, I wanted to go on a bit of a cut as well. So for me, it was probably made more sense to try and focus on maintaining as much muscle as I can through the cut. And I'd probably be able to achieve that better doing a hypertrophy style of training than strength training, because I can hit the muscle groups a bit better. And also just from an enjoyment side of things, like sometimes I'd walk out and I would feel hard, like I feel like I worked out, but I wasn't sweating, which I think is kind of important, at least for some, to feel like you've worked hard. And I've enjoyed having that back in the training now. It makes a difference.
Yeah, sure. Well, what's some of the favorite body parts you like to train at the moment?
Oh, to be honest,
Yeah.
everything.
Just loving it.
I just love it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
I've found movements I think that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And I don't. One of the main reasons I love training for building muscle is you're not limited with what exercises you can do.
Yeah.
You got a plethora of options really.
Yeah.
So for me, I hate split squats.
Yeah.
So I don't do them.
Yeah.
And I don't need to.
Yeah. Nice.
So I slam like belt squats and leg presses and hack squats, and they're my quad movements.
Yeah. Good.
So and when I get a little bit bored of those, I can swap them out for something else.
Yeah. Nice.
And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I want to improve my 1 rep max squat. Well, I have to squat, or powerlifting style. They're the rules of the competition. It's like the building muscle. It's like, do what you enjoy and do it for a long time, and that's how you get the good results.
Yeah, great stuff. So yeah, you said enjoy what you're doing, do it for a very long time for just overall success in whatever, maybe strength or hypertrophy. What are some of the tips you'd give to maybe some newbies or intermediate lifters out there to, if they want to build like a big deadlift, or maybe let's start with strength. What are some strength training tips?
Yeah, nice. So I think probably the main one is a lot of new lifters or intermediates like want to go straight into like the powerlifting comps, and they get all the fancy equipment and stuff like that, but it's probably not needed too much. Like it's probably best to actually just focus on general training, building muscle, getting a decent base. Definitely if you want to, like if that's what's going to get you in the gym, focusing on the big three of the movements, for sure. Like I'm not going to say you shouldn't do it, but if you want to look at like what's going to set you up well in the long term, it's probably actually better to focus first couple of years, build a nice base, and then start to work on being a bit more specific with a low bar squat or a sumo deadlift and a wide comp bench that's like a couple of inches of range of motion. So it's better off just hop on the leg press and hop on the chest press machine. Get a bit jacked first before you start off. That's probably my main thing that I would suggest if it's a very newer lifter. Yeah,
because even I know that. Just speak of machines. Machines were kind of. I felt like I avoided machines at all costs for a bit. I feel like they had a bit of a phase where it's like, machine's not going to do any good. But I feel like now machines are. Well, if you want to build muscle, maybe potentially start exploring those machine options out there. What are some of the tips you have for maybe if you want to focus on building muscle?
Yeah, totally agree with that. Like the machines were like a bit of the devil for a period there. Everyone avoided it. It was like barbell only.
Not functional.
No, that's right. That's right. Not functional, So it's come a bit full circle now, which is good. Some of the tips for building muscle, probably the main one is working hard enough. Like I think a lot of people, when they try and focus on build muscle, they maybe leave too many reps shy in the tank. So they're not getting close enough to failure. Not that you need to train to failure all the time, but you got to be within a certain range for sure. At least within a couple reps most of the time for building muscle. So, if you do a set of 10 and really you could do like 20, 25 reps, then it's kind of a wasted set in my opinion. So probably number one is like ensuring that you're working hard enough. And number two is just, it's a real general answer, but sticking at it for a long time. So not trying to focus on how much muscle can I build in 3 months. It's how much muscle can I build in 3 years or longer. That's like point. That's the small things. So taking it slow with your progressions and looking at it more from a long-term focus. But just ensuring that you're always putting in good effort. But looking at it from a long-term thing. Is probably and then obviously you got your nutrition side of things as well. But they're like the main things. Because I think a lot of people, they just see like all these jacked guys on Instagram, they feel like you can do it like straight away, like you can get that type of physique or whatever in like 1 year or something, but there's a lot more effort and work that goes behind the scenes and a very long time too, a lot of training history behind where they got to be. So definitely some good tips there, Paddy. So you started off with soccer, started transitioning through strength training. Around that strength training period, you were sort of doing your undergrad. What was your undergrad? What were you doing, and what are some of the experiences at the uni that you're going to? So did sports science,
Yep.
Bachelor of Exercise Sports Science.
Yep.
Good memories. We did,
Yep.
so as Son said, we did that one together.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Yep.
I tried to sort of find out where I wanted to go pretty early on. I remember first year like learning about what exercise physiology is, and I thought, okay, that sounds pretty good. So that was kind of like my goal that I always had in the back of my mind. But no, I really enjoyed the classes. I think they were good. It was a nice mix of like practical learning and theoretical learning, and had some good memories. Met a lot of nice people and stuff like that. But I think it's the practical exposure, like placements were really valuable. And they sort of, for me, and I know a lot of people as well, set them up with jobs and got their foot started in the industry. So
where did you do your first placement at for undergrad?
My first placement was at Melbourne Strength Culture.
Yeah, nice.
So I was already training there with the guys. So for anyone out there like Jamie and Charlie at Melbourne Strength Culture, definitely recommend following them. Yeah. So I was already training there, getting coached by them. And then I mentioned to them that, you know, I've got some hours that I want to do. Is there a way I could come on board and be a part of it with you guys? Like, can I do my placement with you? Yeah. And Jamie was already sort of working out a bit of a mentorship program that he was going to implement. So it sort of went hand in hand, and it was perfect. So I was lucky enough to be in the first lot of interns. Yeah. So
OG intern.
OG. Yeah. I guess so. And it was amazing. Like such a good learning experience. It was the first time I'd really coached on the floor, learnt about how to do it, how to interact with people, how to be a good coach, what are some good things to implement, what are some not good things to implement. Yeah. And a lot of stuff I learnt there that I carry with me today 100%, like as an EP. It's invaluable. So
that's great. Yeah, and I say OG because they're big. They're pretty big now. Yeah, they're definitely like one of the leading ones in strength training in Australia. So they're definitely making it big right now.
Yeah, which is awesome, and that's always been Jamie's goal, and it's so cool to see him be able to realise that now. It's just so great.
It's crazy. So you did Melbourne Strength Culture, but I also know that you've done a couple of other places too. You've always trying to, try to further your education, your experience and stuff like that. What are some of the other places that you've been to as well to sort of further develop yourself?
So I did a mentorship with JPS, Health and Fitness as well. So they're a really great group of personal trainers out in Airport West. Yeah. So they had like an online mentorship that I completed as well. Yeah. And that was excellent too. Really great lectures and lots of great learning. So they're pretty much the main big ones I did. It was the Melbourne Strength Culture one, the JPS, and then I've just sort of gone and shadowed a few other people as well. A few back in the day from Woodford, I just popped my head in and shadowed a few people there.
Nice. Yeah,
so that was a good experience too.
Yeah, so definitely for the undergrads there in exercise and sports science, definitely get your feet wet. Get out there to the facilities, ask if you can shadow and stuff. Even just creating networks and stuff. Just get your name a bit known out there as well. Definitely use your youth. Don't be like me when you're trying to get in when you're a bit older. So you did your undergrad. You graduated. You'd be exercise scientist, and then that leads you to your postgrad. So we're already a year from graduating. So what was the degree and what were the experiences like when you did your postgrad?
Yeah, so postgrad, Masters of Clinical Exercise Phys at Deakin. I really didn't know what to expect going in because I heard it was pretty tough. Yeah. I don't know what you sort of heard going in. Did you hear anything?
I heard it was pretty full on, especially like the first semester with cardio. I heard cardio is a very scary subject.
So I heard a little bit of that, but I thought, it's probably not too bad. I got through undergrad, like the last year of undergrad was a few content heavy subjects. So I thought, it'd be all right. So I originally planned to do it full time. Yeah. And then I think I did 1 week and I said, nah, I'm gonna do part time. Because I wanted to keep working. At the time, I had 2 roles, and they were both like in the industry, PT, strength conditioning roles, and I think they were really, really valuable. So I saw a lot of value in keeping them, and I didn't want to give them up. So I was just too full on to balance like
Yeah.
full time and that. So I decided to go part time, and that worked really well, I think, for me.
Yeah, that's great. Just having a balance of like, you know, your education and your, you know, it's important to make an earning as well and still have the industry experience while studying. So yeah, that's definitely a good move. For myself, I went part-time, but not for the same reason. So I was just struggling.
It was cardio, wasn't it?
Yeah, cardio put me off.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a few part-timers. So shout out to the part-time MSEP crew. So we stuck around for a bit.
We did.
So yeah, we did part-time. What I guess let's what was one of the what was your favorite subject out of, or maybe a couple of subjects that you really enjoyed during your postgrad studies?
Ooh, I think it was cool to do musculoskeletal that unit.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Because it kind of gave me an idea of it gave me a refresher for sure on anatomy. Jeez, there was so much of it.
Yeah.
But it also, a lot of the tests and stuff that we learnt in there, I'm like, I'm glad I have them in the back of my head, but I'm also glad now that I know, okay, I probably don't need any or much of them at all.
Yeah.
So it's good. Gave us, I think, a good background on a further in-depth insight into that realm. But I also really enjoyed metabolic.
Metabolic,
too. So that was like working at the Baker
Yeah.
Institute where we
that
did
was interesting.
diabetes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was
So
really cool.
we had a few. That's when we first started getting our clients. I remember that. So
Yeah, that's
that was
yeah,
good.
that's right.
That's cool to have that experience and work with clients.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember like we had a few? I think we were all in groups and we had like one client between like 4 people.
Yeah.
Which was good, but a bit hard to, because everyone's got like different ideas on how to go about it. But it was still a good experience to start working with clients.
Yeah, because that's second semester of MSEP, and then you really start to get your feet wet like after that with like placements and stuff like that. Or some people actually started placements before then, but I think maybe you and me, we started a bit after, did we?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So you really enjoyed Musk and metabolic, but I guess for those who are interested in the course, what were some of the subjects that we also studied? What other subjects did we go through?
Yeah. So we went through cardio, pulmonary.
Yep.
What else did we do? We did neurological conditions.
Oh, cool.
We also, what else did we do?
Like mental health, that was a pretty good. Yeah,
mental health.
That was a very interesting one. Yeah.
Mental health was great.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah. I think those are the main ones. I can't quite remember.
They were the main ones, and then there was other subjects that sort of prepare you for placement, prepare you for work. So they run through like lots of other things as well in there that get you ready. But I think the main ones of like the cardio, the musculoskeletal, neurological, mental health, and metabolic. Yeah, they're sort of the big subjects. Yeah,
no, for sure. And everyone fears cardio because there's a cardio god there, Steve Selig. Shout out to Steve. He's a man with heaps of knowledge. Oh, actually, I think there's someone else teaching that unit now, but yeah.
There you go.
Oh, anyway.
I remember for the cardio exam, I was praying. Remember we were praying, like, please, dear God, do not let us get Steve Selig. Okay, please. And I think we both got him.
Yeah, we both got Steve. Oh, man.
And I remember waiting before the exam, and I saw him. So there's 2 people ahead of me. Yeah. They're going one to Steve, one to the other one. Shit. Okay, I'm going to be with Steve. Oh, God. And then he asked me a few questions, and he purposely went off the script or something that they were trying to follow. Because he's like, oh, I'm not assessing you on this, but I'm just genuinely curious. How would you react in this situation? And what would this medication do if it had this interaction? And what law of the heart does that relate to?
That's such a
He asked me like 3 of those. It was the worst. But we got through. We made it.
Yeah, we made it, man. Steve was he was pretty scary, man. But hey, love him though. He's real good. Yeah. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about other things post MSET. All right, and we're back. So yeah, we were just speaking about some of the units that we went through at MSET. Some of our experiences. Actually, speaking of experiences, we do have to do like about 3 placements, I think, at during our postgrad. What were some of the placements you went to?
So I had a couple that I found were really cool.
Yeah.
So one, I was at Rise Health Group.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So I think you did your undergrad placement there.
Yeah.
So it was cool to go there for the postgrad. So
Yeah.
I followed around. His name's Matt Pollard.
Yeah.
Exercise physiologist there.
Yeah.
He was fantastic because it's Rise. It's a private practice, but they're still heavy on their like athletic populations. So with my background, with my role at the sixth principal that I was working at, I sort of really found it great to get the links between what I was currently doing and maybe what I can do to apply it in a clinical setting.
Yeah.
And Matt was great. He sort of let me take the reins on a few clients and trial and error a few things, which I think is great when you have placement students, if you can let them experience things and, you know, try their hand at whatever they think might work. Yeah. So that was great. Then the other one I went to was a hospital in Broadmeadows, what was it? Northern Health. Yeah. Northern Health. So
were you safe at Broadmeadows?
Oh, man. Barely. Nah, it was fine, actually. It was fine. I did park at the hospital.
Yeah.
That was the only time I ventured out into Broadmeadows. So, yeah, and that was really cool. That was like more outpatient, really clinical stuff. So a few like strokes and like hadn't had exposure to that before. And it was also dealing with other languages as well. So working with translators, which was
interesting.
Yeah, it was a good challenge for sure, because you're trying to explain certain things that are already complex enough, like chronic pain, and then it's going through a translator and they might completely misinterpret what you say, and then the message gets lost. So it was really a great experience to work there. And then the other one was the compulsory one we have to do at Deakin. My cohort, we did that on telehealth because of like COVID and stuff like that. So that was okay. I didn't mind. It actually was good to learn that, like how to do it over Zoom, and because now there's still so many people that have to be via telehealth. Like even some of the clients I see now, like it just works out better for them. So it was still a good experience to try that.
Yeah, interesting. You just brought up back a memory. Yeah, we were part of the COVID cohort. That whole cohort, they barely had any face-to-face learning. Like a lot of it was through Zoom and even the practicals. I was also part of the telehealth experience as well. That was very interesting. I think some of the perks were just literally waking up 10 minutes beforehand and then you're ready to go, You don't have to drive 1 hour or something, go super far, and you're low on sleep. That was, I guess it was good on that. So you did 3 placements. After the 3 placements, you're starting to head to the final exam, the OSCE. So I think it's even around this time where some of the students now at Exercise Physiology, they're about to do their OSCEs, or they're already doing it. I'm not too sure. I kind of forgot. But you got any tips for those who are about to do their OSCE out there?
Poor souls. Pray. No.
Low-key stressful period.
Oh man, it is actually. Around this time they'll be going. I found it was a very stressful time, just because you don't know what you're going to get, what case, and they have it a certain way that they like things to be done, and like I've quickly realized out in the practical real world, like it definitely does not always follow the Deakin template. Almost never. So it's just my advice would be like view it as a little bit of a small thing you got to do now, and then your options on how you want to practice open up once you're done. Like just memorize the template, how they want you to do it, get through it, and then you'll be sweet. After that.
Great tips. That actually leads on nicely to I guess finishing your postgrad, sorry, and then now getting out there into the real world, working with actual clients. These clients are paying you for a service, stuff like that. So we're pretty much about a year since we've graduated. What are some of the, similarities or differences you've found, or the connects or disconnects between, studying and then now being out there in the real world?
Oh yeah, it's very different, for sure. It's really, what I've enjoyed about being out in clinical practice is sort of the freedom you can get. So I always try with every client that comes in, I have like a rough idea on sort of what I want to ask, but I'm often just going with the flow of the conversation and what they tell me, and just doing follow-up questions. And my assessments that I do are very specific and very related to what the client tells me, which I really like, because there's lots of freedom, and you can really tap into like what the client is scared of, what they're fearful of, work to break that down, rather than sort of following more of a template that we learn at uni. It's like, if this comes in, you do it this way, this way, this way, this way, then ask this. Whereas in the real world, you got a lot more freedom that you can explore, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's kind of been the main thing. One of the main things that I've really found the big difference between. Like, I haven't done a special test. I don't think, maybe one. In a year. So
same. Not sure if I'm happy or disappointed about that, because I try to memorize all the orthopedic tests, and now I'm not using it.
Oh man, remember we spent so long. We were like staying back after class. We practiced it on each other. We're like, all right, what does this do? What does this do?
Yeah, let's bring the table along.
That's it. You've got a table and everything.
Yeah.
And now, no, it's gone.
That's so good.
But still really good background knowledge to have, I think. Like, definitely good to learn. Like, the other day, my poor dad, he got a partial rupture of his Achilles tendon playing badminton. Poor guy.
Yeah, shit.
And when he came into the home, he's like, oh, my calf. I heard like a loud pop, a loud snap. And I was like, okay, bam, I'm going to do a Thompson test. Squeeze.
There we go.
So like that just came into play. Like from
that's perfect.
all the times that we studied it. So that was like an example where, okay, it's there. I can use it. Yeah. But like, how often am I doing it? Not really. Yeah. But it's still great background knowledge to have. Yeah,
for sure. Unless you're like really into like maybe a specific area, like in, sports injury or stuff like that, where you actually have to use a lot of different maybe orthopedic tests like ACL or whatever. Like, otherwise, I don't think I've barely done any orthopedic tests as well. Because we are exercise physiologists, and I'm also found that maybe kind of unrelated, but many people don't know about us. And you often find yourself explaining what an exercise physiologist is, and they hammer that in during MSET, being like, fuck, I can't be bothered, man. I always got to say this to the client. But once you're out there, you're actually having to explain to like probably most of the clients. What do you tell clients who don't know what an EP is? What's your little breakdown of what an EP is?
Yeah, it's very common. You're right. Yeah. Like, not many people know. Yeah. It's good sometimes the people who get referred to us, or that where I'd worked, they were sort of aware. Like, the doctor might have told them a little bit about what we do, but I try and keep it really simple. I just say, look, I'm an exercise physiologist. My role is to use exercise to help you get back doing what you want to do and manage your conditions.
Perfect.
I try and just keep it really simple. Yeah. Really, like, I don't go too much more in depth than that, but just highlighting that, hey, I do exercise. I'm going to take into account your situation and tailor a plan to you to get you back to your goals and what you want to do in life. Like, try and keep it simple like that.
That's great. And maybe some of the students out there, like, it might be a pretty... might not seem as relevant when you're studying and stuff like that, because you've got other things to worry about, but maybe just practice a few lines, literally just think about what's a good way or simple way to break down what an EP is and how they can easily understand what we do. So definitely a good one out there for the students. So you finished, so you're 1 year out, you've been working, I guess you've also done a lot of education. Like, so you recently had a seminar about pain. You sort of, I guess you're pretty passionate about pain and like the pain science stuff things. Can you maybe tell some of the people out there, or maybe give like a quick recap of your seminar and like some of the main points from that seminar?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So, like, that's an area that I am passionate about. It's helping people in chronic pain, because there's lots of just misinformation out there, and it gets really hard to for a person experiencing pain, it gets hard to know what the right thing to do is, because there's lots of misinformation. So with my job that I had at the Sixth Principal, we had like a mentorship that we ran. So we would get sports science students come to that. And one of the topics, my boss was just like, oh, you can do any EP topic you like. So my passion, chronic pain. So really it's just in the presentation, I just talk about, what some of the misconceptions about pain that, it gets portrayed like pain is always bad. It means damage. It's something structurally wrong. So we know now that, pain doesn't always equal damage, and it's okay to work through pain. It's okay to train through pain.
Yeah.
And just breaking down like a bit more of a practical framework, how to go about it.
Yeah.
Without creating what's called nocebo. So without creating more fear around movement. So nocebo is like, if I tell you something is negative, you're more likely to believe it and realize it. So if I say, okay, don't lift with a bent spine, because if you lift with a bent spine, you're going to, really hurt yourself. That's terrible for your discs. You're going to experience really bad back pain. Yeah. That's sort of giving you a negative expectation of what might happen. Yeah. So you're more likely to take that on and go, when you lift with a bent back, you're like, oh, no, this is bad. And then you might be more likely to experience some pain. Yeah. So really it's like, my main thing I wanted to get across with my presentations, and whenever I talk about pain to clients and when I'm mentoring or doing a seminar, is pain is not always bad. Yeah. We can live through it. We can train through it. We can move through it. We have to help it improve. And as long as you're not giving nocebo and you're promoting lots of resiliency within the human body, you're promoting movement optimism. So it's good to move. It's good to be active. Yeah. And you're trying to reduce the barriers to get people started to exercise. That's kind of the main thing that I wanted to try and get across.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I guess obviously, first consult with a professional if you are experiencing some pain, if you want to have a chat about it.
Definitely.
And but if you were to give maybe give some advice for people out there, or maybe like even how to train around pain, because sometimes you're going to feel something during training at some point. What would some of the advice be on how to work around that pain that you experience at the gym? But first, consult a professional. But anyway, we want some social media soundbites.
Disclaimer. Yes. So yeah, as you said, like pain is inevitable, like in life. We can't really avoid it, and especially when you're training pretty hard and you're going for strength, you're going to try to build muscle, push hard, things are going to start to hurt or niggle a little bit. And if you can just change a little bit of the perception around that, you can really help you progress, but also relieve so much like mental anxiety and mental stress. But probably the main things are, firstly, recognizing pain doesn't always mean that I've done something terrible. Yeah. So if you've got a sore back, it doesn't mean that you've bulged a disc out your spine, or if you've got a sore shoulder, it doesn't mean your rotator cuff's torn. Because in actuality, there's lots of evidence now that people have bulging discs, yet they have no pain. Yeah, okay. And people have rotator cuff, full thickness tears, but their shoulder's fine. They can do everything, no problem, reporting no pain. It's very asymptomatic, which doesn't really make sense. So you can have pain, and it doesn't mean that something's damaged, and it's all good. So the main advice really is to work through pain is if it's not tolerable. So if it's individual for everybody, it's hard to say, put a blanket on it, because your 4 out of 10 pain might be different to mine, and vice versa. Yeah. So if it's not tolerable pain, might be good to just back off for a little bit. Yeah. So if, let's say, like squatting pretty low is really, really like 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10 pain. Yeah. Okay, maybe don't squat as low for now. Yeah. For now. What you can do is just maybe change some variables around. So instead of squatting all the way down, ass to grass, what if you squat to parallel with the same weight? Yeah. Does that feel any better? Yeah. If it's still no, okay, what if we change a bit of the load on the bar? Yeah. Does that feel any better? If no, okay, what if we change the tempo? Does that feel better? No. Okay, what if we change the bar itself? What if we do a safety bar squat? Does that change it? No. so you can see kind of the thought process. You want to try and get to a point where it's tolerable.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to eliminate the pain fully. You're trying to get it to a point where it's tolerable.
Yeah.
It's normally about less than maybe a 4 or 5 out of 10.
Mm.
And then you just hang around there, see how your symptoms are the next day. If it's no worse, great.
Yeah.
Then that's your entry point.
Yeah.
And then the next time you come into the gym, you might start with that same variable that you ended up on again, and try and do it a little bit, try and add something in. So maybe if you're only squatting safety bar to parallel now, maybe what if you try and you pull up fine for a couple of sessions, what if then you try going a little bit lower with the safety bar and then assessing, see how you go.
Yeah, perfect.
That's kind of the plan. And then after a while, you do that long enough with knowing that, hey, no, I'm moving, this is good, you've got that positive thought process around it, then you'll improve.
Yeah, that's great. So I guess, guys, you don't have to stop training. Just take some of that information that Patty just gave us and work through it. You know, you can still train and make some gains with some pain. So
absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. And definitely with the, I liked how you mentioned about the range of motion, reducing the range of motion, because Dr. Joel Seedman loves the 90s. He'd be frothing over that advice.
Oh, man.
Get to that 90.
Oh, no. If anyone out there, I'm sure most people have heard of Joel Seedman, but don't follow anything. Don't follow. It's not great. He squats to I think it's like 90 degrees only.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. So if you haven't heard of him, don't worry. Just keep living your life. Your life won't be made better by looking him up.
Hopefully you never come across his page.
Yes.
No, that's some good stuff. All right, so we're heading towards the end of this podcast. So going to take you back to uni a bit. We're going to have some short answer questions for you to answer, and I want you to justify them. So, you know, we're doing a quiz right now.
Yeah. So I'm getting graded.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, if I'm feeling a bit mean, I'll grade you.
Cool.
So, first question.
Okay.
You head into Professor Oak's gym. Professor Oak from Pokemon.
Oof. Okay. Professor.
By the way,
Pallet Town.
he looks like that. That's Professor Oak. Professor Swole.
Professor.
Yeah.
Man, he has been hitting the gym.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's been working.
Far out.
All right, let me just make it a bit bigger out there. So yeah, this is Professor.
Side in between researching Pokemon.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So it's definitely looking a bit swole here.
Okay.
All right. So, you know, if you haven't played Pokemon, guys, go play Pokemon. Because when you start off, you got to pick a Pokemon, all right? So that's how it works. So you go to his little lab or clinic or whatever, you're going to his gym, okay?
We're in Pallet Town.
Yeah, that's the one. And you got to pick a Pokemon.
Okay.
So you got 3 Pokemons to pick.
Yeah. You
got to pick a Squirtle.
Yeah.
A Squirtle.
Yeah.
A Benchasaur. Or a Deadmander.
Oh, man.
All right. So pick a Pokemon and why.
Okay.
So if you only can pick one of them,
yeah,
select one of those Pokemons and why. Why would you pick that Pokemon? Or lift?
Deadmander, was it?
Deadmander, yeah.
I have to go Deadmander.
Okay, Deadmander.
Deadlift, because it's deadlift.
Yeah.
You know, it's the favorite exercise.
Yeah.
And that represents like a Charmander as well. Charmander's the best.
Yeah.
So it evolves into a Charizard.
Yeah.
So it turns into a Deadazard.
Yeah.
So which means it's like the best kind of Pokemon / deadlift.
Yeah.
I have to go
Ultimate
with that.
form. Yep. No.
Yeah.
I probably agree with that too. So, yep. 10 out of 10, mate. Flying colours with that question.
Full marks, yeah.
Okay. Second question. We sort of already covered through this, but maybe let's go talk about it again. Maybe for deadlift in particular, what are some things you'd recommend to someone if they want to increase their numbers? Okay, that's me. I want to increase my numbers.
Yeah.
So any exercises in particular, or is it just, you know, something you do over a long time? What are some things you...
Yeah. So let's go with like for numbers on like squat, bench, deadlift maybe.
Yeah.
Probably first thing is like practice. So doing them multiple times a week.
Yeah.
So like variations of the movement. So one of the things that's going to help your numbers blow up is if you can do something that's very specific to what you want to improve. So let's say a deadlift in this case, if you want to get better at sumo deadlifting, one day do a sumo deadlift, and the next day in the week maybe do a variation that's close to it. So maybe a pause deadlift, pause sumo deadlift. So increasing a bit of the amount of practice that you have with the movement you want to get better at is probably number one. The second one is build muscle. So that's like the underlying thing as well. So yes, do your main movements. But then after that, focus on some of the main primary muscles that move in that lift you want to increase. So deadlift, sumo deadlift. After we do it, we're going to focus on hamstrings. So we might do some RDLs. We might do some, maybe a stiff leg deadlift, hamstring curls. We're going to push hard on those. And then that's going to allow for a solid base to build from. And then as you get closer and closer to testing or peaking or something like that, then you'll drop down the amount of hypertrophy or building muscle you do. But it's definitely, that's another main thing. So, and then probably the last one is consistency over time. I could say like work on your technique as well, but I probably wouldn't. Like you can, as long as your technique is consistent for you and it's not, changing sort of massively week to week, doesn't really matter too much how you go about it. Like you can lift with a bit more of a flexed, rounded upper back, even a little bit of lumbar flexion is fine as long as you're building it up over time and you're consistent with it. But probably the last main one is just pushing hard. Like not to failure all the time, but at least like an RPE of 6 or something like that on most lifts. So practicing the skill often, number one. Number two, building muscle, especially around the areas that are the main movements in the lift you want to get better at. And then number three, just effort over time, at least RPE 6 on most things.
Great. Yeah, especially on that last one. Everyone just thinks like if you're training for strength, you're just hammering it every single session. You go on balls to walls and stuff. But in reality, it's not like that.
No, it's actually not. It's actually not. It's almost, no, I wouldn't say the opposite, but it's almost like you get better strength gains by actually keeping further away from failure. Which is weird to think about. But I guess it allows you to practice your technique more and really ingrain those patterns. Cool. And you're not absolutely cooked. Yeah, for sure. Not to say that if you went balls to walls every session, you wouldn't get stronger, but I think something a bit more sustainable. For strength, I think. For strength. Because if you go balls to wall all the time, it's just taxing. Yeah, for sure. It's just taxing. Bit of a, also got to consider the longevity in the game as well. Sure. That's it. Last short answer question. Who would win a death match, Superman or Goku? Oh my God. Final form. Okay. Final form. So, Superman. It's laser eyes. Laser eyes, man. He'll cut him in half. Fair enough. No problem. He'll fly him up into space. Laser him in half. Yeah, right. Can Goku go to space? Probably. I'm not sure. Yeah. All right. So Superman wins the match. Who would you say? Mate, I'm Asian, man. I've got to go with Goku, mate. Yeah, fair enough. But no, I respect very solid two opponents, I'd say. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But I will say there's, because I didn't watch much Superman, but the more I watch, I'm like, oh, shit, he might give Goku a bit of a run. So I doubt it more each time. Okay, so now we're going to go to the rapid fire section. Basically, they're just going to go through 15 this or that. You got to pick one. Okay. Yeah. So let's go. Bodybuilding or powerlifting? Bodybuilding. Barbell or machine? Machine. Dr. Joel Seedman or Athlete X? Athlete X. He does have some alright stuff. Yeah, okay, yeah. That might be applicable. Yeah, sure. Whereas Joel Seedman, no. Nah, I'm out. I walk in the gym, see that. Fucking laters. Yeah. Instagram or TikTok? You know what? TikTok. Have you been on TikTok? I've been on TikTok, man. Right. You're not a boomer. It's absolutely addictive. Yeah. Oh my God. The algorithm. It's so tailored to me. It's just comic book and fitness and food. Tailored for you. Oh my God. I think actually, now I have to. No, I'll go with TikTok.
Yeah,
I'll go with
yeah.
TikTok,
All right, yeah.
No, I'll stick to my
You're
answer.
trendy. You're trendy.
Yeah.
I haven't got on TikTok yet, so I'm
Don't.
going to be one of those old heads, man.
Nah, man.
Got to jump on.
You'll have time in
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, stay off it.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Apple or PC?
PC.
PC. Squat shoes or Chucks or Vans when squatting?
Squat shoes,
Squat
'cause
shoes.
I think they're pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I recently jumped on squat shoes too. They just feel real nice.
Yeah, they're
Feel
nice.
nice and firm and just pushing off the
There's
shit.
something about like changing into your squat shoes. I think because of my soccer background, like when you
Yeah.
put the boots on,
Yeah.
it
okay.
feels cool. It feels like I'm doing something different.
Yeah.
Whereas like if I walk in the gym and I got my Chucks on already,
Yeah.
I guess you could put your Chucks on as like your squat shoes as well.
Yeah.
But there's something about like a squat shoe.
Yeah.
You definitely do not need them,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I just like it.
Yeah.
And I
Nice.
sit there putting one on, like, all right, I'm ready
Yeah.
to go.
And you let everyone know that shit's about to go down. I'm about to squat the shit. What squatting shoes do you have? What squat shoes do you
I've
have?
got like Adidas. You know what? I can't even remember the name.
Is it like Addy Power? No, not a Power.
They're not Adi Power.
That's
but
something
they're,
else,
They're
yeah.
similar.
Yeah,
But they've
okay.
got the nice heels. So.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they're
It's
good.
good. Yeah, I got the Nike ROMs 3. I got them on sale for like $80.
That's good.
Yeah. So they're not the latest, but they're still pretty good. So yeah. Would you rather be crazy strong but look scrawny, so you don't look like you lift at all?
Yeah.
Or would you look jacked as hell but you can't lift, so you're probably deadlifting like 40 kilograms, but you're jacked as hell?
Look jacked as hell.
Yeah.
But can't lift.
Fuck it.
Absolutely. What's the point? What's the point in life?
Yeah.
We want to look huge, man.
No, no,
No
that's
one
it.
cares how strong you are.
Yeah.
But they care. No one cares how good you look. But
Yeah.
100%, man. I don't care. I'll deadlift 40 kilos proudly if
Yeah.
I've got 20-inch arms.
Yeah, 100%.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'll start curling it.
Yeah. The only people who care about your numbers might be the people at the gym, and that's it.
That's it.
When you're in your workforce, your biceps are bulging,
Ah,
you're out there. Nah, that's it.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's it.
You can tell where my training priorities are at.
Mike Israel or Greg Lehman?
Mike Israel.
Okay, Israel.
For my current, the way I train,
Yeah.
and the way, for Mike Israel.
Yeah.
But Greg Lehman is awesome for pain.
Yeah,
Greg Lehman's chronic pain. So
and very level-headed clinician too. He's
Yeah.
not he's not gonna go on one side of the fence. He's just more so. He's always in the middle. It's something. Yeah, it's just
he
like
takes the evidence.
Yeah. 5-plate squat, 5-plate deadlift, or 3-plate bench?
Yep. Five plates.
Wait, you've
squat,
done 5-plate. Whoops.
five plate squat.
You've already done 5-plate deadlift. Sorry, I'll say 6 plates.
6 plate.
Yeah, let's say 6.
Okay.
Whoops.
I'd go 3 plate bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like what, 170?
140.
Oh, 40, okay.
Oh, do you mean?
Oh, just reds. Sorry, reds. Yeah, or reds. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd go that.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, fuck, that's a
Oh,
monster
man.
one. Yeah.
Imagine holding that much weight.
That's you're benching most people's deadlifts as well.
I know.
So.
Goals. Yeah, definitely that.
Marvel or DC?
Damn.
Got him.
Nah, Marvel
Marvel,
movies for sure. But DC characters
Underrated.
massively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll pick Marvel.
Marvel. Ronaldo or Messi? Ronaldo as in C. Ronaldo, sorry. Just to clarify
Yeah.
that.
I'll go Ronaldo
Yeah.
because I love him. I think
Yeah.
he's awesome.
Yeah.
I love his work ethic. I love his attitude.
Yeah.
I think it's the best. But Messi is so good, like
Yeah.
such a good player.
Yeah.
But I think I'd go Ronaldo.
Yeah.
For his attitude.
Yeah. What about favorite Aussie soccer player?
Aussie soccer player.
Yeah.
Tim Cahill,
Tim Cahill, legend.
the OG.
He's got some crazy highlights in the
Yeah.
the World Cup.
The GOAT of
Yeah,
Australian
I
soccer.
thought he was still playing. Like that's showing my age. I'm like, oh yeah, he's still playing. It's like a completely new squad, man. I'm like stuck in the 2000s or something.
I know, right? No, they're all gone. They're all
Like
retired.
what's his name? Like Aloisi.
Yeah.
All those guys.
Nah, he's long
You
gone.
still think they're all playing, but they're not.
That's it.
I think that might be the golden era of Aussie soccer.
I
I
know.
think.
That's it.
Big pecs or big lats?
Big pecs.
Big pecs.
Big pecs. Big checks.
Oh yeah, they're the show muscles. Sing well or dance well?
Dance well.
Dance well. All
Dance
right.
well. Because you're more likely to dance
Yeah.
than you are just
True.
start singing.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
true. Not many opportunities to sing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And last one, Jeff Nippert or Omar Yusuf?
Jeff Nippert.
Yeah.
Love Omar,
Yeah.
but Jeff's great too.
Yeah.
He's good, informative videos.
Yeah, great collection of videos, very evidence-based. Even though he was originally a dentist, but yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. So he was studying to be a dentist, and then he just
No
got
way.
really passionate about fitness and stuff. So that's where he is at.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, so that's why his teeth looks good. So perfect white teeth.
Yeah.
Now that's it for today, Paddy. Thanks for coming along. Hopefully, for the people got a bit of they got to know you a bit better, and definitely some great tips and information that Paddy's dropped down. So I'm gonna take that and take it into my own content and drop those on the Instagram. So,
Absolutely.
Paddy, where can people find you?
Just on Instagram. So I've got like my Exercise Physiology page. So just avice.xphys.
Yeah.
Yeah, just follow me on that.
Yeah, use Avice20 for 20% off on consultations. DM that. No, I'm joking. All right, Paddy, thanks for coming along, mate.
No
Appreciate
worries.
it, man. Thanks for your time, bro.
Thank you so much, man. Pleasure.